Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, site defender of the fatherland, off here to 2v2 on Dreux Scout. In the west, it is YoungRutra and Rutra. Be amazing if it turned out in a sheer fit of irony YoungRutra was actually older than Rutra, but that's another story here. They're fighting both for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland, here with the 2nd SS Panzerdivision Das Reich. In the east, it is Cblanco and Vodka Company fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, and the British Empire together here with the 7th Armoured supporting the 6th Armoured, with airborne and tactical support featuring Pathfinders, 50 cals, paratroopers, paratop anti-tank and P-47s, raid sections, command vehicles, air resupplies, forward posts, and the Crocodile versus Overwatch, Elite Armoured Spec Ops, Scavenge, Spec Ops, and Fortifications. Spicy. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, wonderful band of people there who support the Propagandacast with their hard-earned money, so big thanks to all those other people and follow their heroic examples. Support the worth it by pledging on Patreon, gain my eternal gratitude, or they can donate via PayPal, links in the description. And if you're in the market for periodic communist figures or like in the comments, use the code STUG3G, it's written there, and if not, totally fine. Also, comment, like, share, subscribe. So, after they see a raid section sappers, double Pathfinders here versus double full-screen the Sturmpionier there for the Germans. And south here, we got YoungRutra advancing there. Further north, we got Rutra advancing for the Oberkommand West, Sturmpionier advancing with a point here. In the center, we got sections on watch, and we got the second raid section out here for Vodka Company and the British Empire. More footers in the way for the Germans. We got a coordinated British Allied effort into the south here, slightly getting more rope up in the north here to the Germans, but basically trying, I think, to knock out YoungRutra out of the war here faster, maybe. A bold strategy here that if it works out could definitely leave the Germans, particularly YoungRutra, feeling very sore, but at the same time it doesn't quite pan out. This could allow for some German tactical finesse to then punish the Allies, perhaps. We'll have to see, though. So far, there's just lots of infantry. We got a trot on the way there for YoungRutra. Could perhaps be elite armored here for the 221. We'll have to see. Pathfinders stay engaging with the Kar-90 capable action after the Fultonese. There we go. Jack goes dead in the snow. Up north, his Sturmpionier, the Sappers then guns. Sadly, not quite a match for the mighty Sturmgewehr of the Sturmpionier. And there you go ahead in the northern car point here. British forces counter-attacking there under Vodka Company. In the south here, we got the footprint pushed back here. Well, around the centre by the other raid section, the section there. More raid sections here for Vodka Company. That's a total of 3 raid sections. A very infantry approach here. Pathfinders engaging there, 3rd Pathfinder squad out there, Pathfinder heavy approach, but they typically tend to be in the 2v2 matchup. Some even nowadays go for 4 Pathfinders. Yeah, there you go, 4 Pathfinders for Cblanco, so pretty heavy infantry match here so far. Lots of infantry there, both sides committing full reserves there to the fight. Up north here, section raid, section northwards here. Rutra dispatching more forces upwards there. We'll have to see which commanders they go for. I mean, theoretically, like some Spec Ops, one of them with the Sturm Officer could be a pretty handy addition for these troops. We'll have to see, or I don't know, Scavenge for the infiltration tactics, which you also get with Spec Ops. That could also mean a lot of grenades, but there you go. Sturmpionier squad under YoungRutra's command. Dead gets snuffed out here by Cblanco's Pathfinders, assassinated out in the cold open snows. The forces are launching assault here, though. YoungRutra seeking vengeance. Blood for the fallen. Vergeltung. Resistance falling back here up north, though. Vodka Company pushing ahead here for the British Empire against Rutra's northern point there. We got a trot on the way there for Rutra, the Schwere Wehrmacht Schlepper. Further south here, beacons being wrecked out, clearing out the beacons there as well. Swiftly advancing there. Back here, we got the captain away for Cblanco. We got tech there on the way for Vodka Company. No captain for free for him, though of course he could theoretically go for the assault officer. But he's not quite as popular with the Brits. Anyways, raid section going south into the Fultonese here. Some grenades will be, of course, pretty handy, though so with some support weapons also. We got Mechanized Regiment for YoungRutra. Not as popular in the 2v2 meta game, due to the fact that light vehicles can struggle a bit more to gain purchase, in particular the more expensive Oberkommanders ones. And now in a twist, both Oberkommandos players have gone for Mechanized Raiding Headquarters. Now that's actually pretty unusual. Do not see that a lot there, so that's actually quite interesting to see there. Meanwhile, though, intense and violent infantry fighting here between Rutra and Vodka Company here. Brandhand Grenade there, men dying in the Dreux here. And now in the south here, we got a throng of Pathfinders there. It's definitely finding a path there. Though to where it goes, I don't quite know. Forces they're falling back now as we got the Pathfinder Horde. They're advancing south side here. We got forces flanking around here. The exposed southern flank of Cblanco, leaving the north southern viewpoint open. Looks on the way for YoungRutra. As for what Rutra is planning, could it be a Lux? Could it be a Puma? It is an MG34, so guessing not a Lux then, which might then indicate a Puma. There you go, push the resistance off the southern victory point. Could have gone straight for the viewpoint first, to be honest, but I guess he wanted that victory point for Deutschland. Machine Gewehr, they're almost done. Lux slowly ramming here for YoungRutra. The Lux does have a much higher build speed compared to the light vehicles, because otherwise you could just rush it up really fast and dominate the match. So to get around that, they just gave it an extra long build time for a light vehicle. Little fun balance fact there. Pathfinder blob falling back there. Not be surprised to eventually see some weapon next unlock, so you could equip them with bars and thus create the bar finders. Ambulance there for Cblanco. The Vodka company in there. We'll have to release planning next here. We got armored cars being prepared. Looks right around the corner here for YoungRutra. Ultimately around the centre. Machine and Gewehr, they're being hauled towards it as well there for Rutra. Was it YoungRutra? No, it is Rutra. YoungRutra's got its looks out there. It's got the Sturmpion on the way there to help assist his leichte Aufklärungspanzer up north here. Raid sections with regular section support. They're all women there. Rutra Sturmpioniere. Could see a wipe here on Rutra here. Completely unexpected to the massive British infantry horde there. And looks like the Sturmpionier somehow narrowly survives. We've got Sturmgears going up here. Falling back with the blob. Then the center machine gun supporting here. YoungRutra. Pathfinder Horde falling back here in the face of more intense German resistance than initially anticipated. Up north here, meanwhile, the British force swings around here. Rutra forced in to deal with that. Sturmgewehrs and Karnat-TKs here versus, well, Molotovs, I guess, if they want to chuck them. And there you go. Incendiary grenades, Molotovs flying back and forth here. Everything's on fire. And there you go. AC Mark III to the rescue for the British forces. But Rutra here, not YoungRutra, regular Rutra, old Rutra, plain Rutra, vanilla Rutra, however you want to call it, is going for the Puma, the 234-2 heavy armored car. AC pulling ahead here. In the center, we've got the force with the advancing Captain and Pathfinders. Further south here, Sturmpionier advancing. And they got a 6-pounder gun out here for Cblanco. No anti-tank anti-aircraft half-track there. Technically, the Americans did have an anti-tank half-track, if you will, a tank destroyer. But that one mostly saw service right like early mid-war. By 1944-45, they were pretty much replaced by tank destroyers, and they shipped them all as the ones they had off to the Soviets, who would proceed to use them until the end of the war, as the Su-57. Fun fact. So, entertain rhyming here for Cblanco. Looks in reserve, academy for YoungRutra. Will he go for a Puma, or will he just stick to the looks? I don't really know. This is definitely fairly fresh territory. Northern fuel point has fallen to the hands here of the British forces, but in the south there, YoungRutra goes straight here for the southern fuel point there. Puma there, keeping close to the looks, just in case. And up north there, we can see that Rutra launches a significant infantry offensive to seize the northern point. Got bazooka fire there against the force. Got the AC moving in there. Puma, though, equipment to deal with it. Just 50mm gun here. And there we go. Good shot on the AC in the south here. Explosions going off. The Germans force fall back. Yes, again, the Pathfinder Horde comes swinging. And the looks here can't easily deal with it for now, due to the presence of anti-tankers and the AC. Up north, at least, Rutra is steadily advancing here. The heavy focus on the south here has allowed Rutra to make pretty steady advances for the Reich. AC being rushed northwards now to try and deal with it. Of course, the Puma is similarly heading northwards now, of course, anticipating such a move from Vodka Company. There we go, shoots and misses the AC Mark III there. Shot flies right past the massive turret there. Section routed here. Anti-tankers can be airdropped for Cblanco. He could also airdrop machine guns, paratroopers. We'll have to see here. Forces being attacked here by the Pathfinders and the Captain. Need to be careful here. They're about to get wiped out pretty fast here. Up north here, we got the Sturmpion and the forces being hammered here with the AC Mark III. Pantherfires and AC Mark III there. South, you've got the full charting liaisons here. A quick Brandhand Grenade. Machine Gewehr setting up here. Grabbing the southern fuel. Now they're entertaining Cblanco. Interesting enough, not airdropping them. This is an interesting deviation there from the typical airborne strategy we're seeing from Cblanco. I mean, I imagine he's intending to go for fast tech there, but still the way he's going about things is certainly a bit unusual there for the typical airborne 2v2 player. As for Vodka Company, I would not be surprised they're going for this platoon command post soon. Platoon company command post, he's already got the platoon one there. Back here for YoungRutra, we do get repair punnies on the way there. We got another truck here. There'll be the schwerer panzered quarters there for Rutra, and I imagine YoungRutra will go for one as well eventually. Set up his own schwerer panzered quarters. No commanders are still chosen for any of the German players here of the 2nd SS Panzerdivision das Reich, 5th and 7th SS Panzergrenadier Companies, which at least early in the war was actually known as a Sturm. I imagine they changed that. Maybe they didn't. You see the rushing forwards here. We're falling a bit back here. Good shot there at the armoured car there, right through the side armour. And there we go, he's got the upper hand perhaps, but no, disengages, pulls behind the terrain, and of course can now threaten with Pantherfaust, which would be possibly a death sentence here for the armoured cars. Won't be able to get away from the Puma then, which can then snipe from a safe distance. There we go, section suppressed here, and there you go. Of course, he could try and time the smoke here and buy himself some more time, perhaps, but the question is, how much more time can he buy himself against the Germans with that? And there you go, 6-pounder gun spotted by the Sturmpioniere. Good spreading covering fire here. There we go, got the AC Mark III. Tried to hide, but there's no hiding from Deutschland. Further south here, we got the Cblanco here with a narrow defensive line by the road here, defending the fuel pumps from other points, but he's not really holding a lot of the southern half of the map here. The Pathfinders are starting to make much purchase now here versus YoungRutra and his looks. There we go, schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper out there. There'll be a schwer punted course then for YoungRutra, aka Rutra Light. Sections of the machine gewehr. Got the 6-pounder gun firing away there. Pathfinders flanking the Fulton Grenadiers, ripping through them bars, and there we go, we do get the Barfinders. Which of course synergizes very well with the marksman weapons there on the team, allowing to more easily just wipe out units. Looks charging at the Barfinders, ripping through them with the Looks, and its autocannon coaxial machine gun. Up north, their points being seized. Got a Ford assembly here for Vodka Company, which of course you can then upgrade further to an observation post for access to a variety of air support abilities and artillery call-ins in general. In a good position, that can definitely be quite a pain for the opponent to deal with. Schwer punch goes up for both German players. Notice, by the way, they're inside of the base. They're not taking any chances. Thumbs up. Far, far south, we got YoungRutra planning a deep raid with a Puma of all appearances here. The schwerer Panzerschwerwagen. Samax here. Scott on the way to Cblanco. Now that's more standard American metagame, but the way he's going about it, probably intend to rush it out. South here, full charging in there, the Sturmgewehrs. Puma continues its steep southern path here, taking a route you will never see most players ever take here. Like, it's an interesting feature of the map, but like, you know, there's really not a lot in terms of like points on the side edges of the map that most people just typically tend to assume it doesn't exist. But Rutra here clearly realizes they're there and actually does something, and he's clearly looking to take out the ambulance. The problem is the ambulance is actually a bit further forward here, so he has to go away there. In this regard, Cblanco there doing things a bit differently, actually saves his ambulance. Although theoretically, we could actually take out the Scot that had he been aware of was arriving there, but instead, Rutra just goes home a bit sad. So never have the ambulance when I'm sehr, verdammte Amerikaner. Sehr, sehr Otto! You can always blab some ambulances later on. Maschinengewehr there for YoungRutra. And we got something called in here. Would it be... Oh, is it... Yeah, it's some kind of air support ability. Oh, I'm not entirely sure which it's called in from. Like, it's clearly a British one. Huh. I guess it's also part of this forward assembly. It's just not showing up there because the UI, I guess, isn't quite handled for it. Little fun fact there, by the way. All the way, though. Troops being posted in U-34 here under Rutra's command. Being bombarded there by the Scot as it quickly moves up. Further up north, we got the foot right here by the SAPs of the raid section here. Supported by regular section as well. It's definitely set up a no-go zone there, at least for a brief while. Further south, got a bazooka team there at Cblanco. Another Scot there for Cblanco and the United States Armed Forces. We finally got our first German commander, is Rutra with Spec Ops, featuring radio silence, the Sturmhoff is here, infiltration tactics, Infrastrukturgewehrs, and of course the Command Panther. Looking at the center here, straight into the Pathfinders, the raid sections, and over a lot of firepower. We got the aircraft shot out of the sky. Vanishing into the eastern woods there. The pilot alive, but only for a few moments before the squall sets upon him and eats him. Anyways, Pathfinders here, Captain supporting against a full start in the open. They do have the Sturmgewehrs, but they're definitely not favoured against that many light machine guns backed up by Pathfinders at long ranges. Never mind the Scots, so YoungRutra, of course, makes the smart decision and pulls his men out of there before they become chew toys. Second Scot right there for Cblanco. Up north here we got Vodka Company and Rutra at it again here. South centre here, Pathfinder's right, we got more pump, we got the Puma moving in, and look to maybe check out the Scots, of course, need to be mindful of the anti-tank guns under Cblanco's command to immediately open up with the Puma here. Schwerer punted calls it up and authorised, similarly of course here for YoungRutra, though no sign of any armour yet here. I suppose Rutra's planning here for a Command Panther, but as for YoungRutra, hard to say what he's scheming at here. Harder to say. That said, by now Cblanco is able to extend much better map control due to, again, massive Pathfinder force backed up by a pair of anti-tank Scots. Makes it much harder for the Germans to, like, shall I say, just slap them aside here. And will force, I think, some more proper assaults, like deliver some harder blows here to Cblanco. But if they're not willing to do that, they could basically just get, like, ripped apart at range by all of the firepower that Cblanco matches with. Of course, you could consider some sources of smoke to that way negated, and there we go. You get a command for YoungRutra. It is elite armoured. Could have that soon, I guess, but I got the 2-1, emergency repairs, Panther Commander, heat shells, and the Storm Tiger. North here we got the MU-34, the Incendion Piercing Rounds, ripping through the treating section member. There you go. If that wasn't enough, there's also mine. He's dead. Otto, yeah, maybe we should shoot him a bit more just to make sure he stays dead. I don't think that's necessary. In the centre there, we got the Sturmpost grabbing the point in the south here, large engagement brewing up here between Cblanco and YoungRutra again. And of course, that Rutra has a fair amount of Orbsoldaten now here. As for YoungRutra, no Orbsoldaten for him, apparently not so keen on them. Meanwhile, we got Cblanco hauling in even more 6-pounder guns. M1 anti-tank guns. Technically the same gun, though. So, just slightly different nomenclature. Anyways, high explosives there, and the filters ripping through YoungRutra's unfortunate infantry, which he immediately replaces with the Orbsoldaten. Thumbs up. North here, though, Rutra's made good progress against Vodka Company, who's already lost his regular section, and apparently isn't too keen on losing more sections right away. He does have the tech down, but he's clearly going for the combat here by all appearances. With hammer tactics researched, and no immediate like sign of any other armor, we got machinery being hounded the double Scots, and of course pursued by the Pathfinders. Machine crew there nearly escapes it being turned into paste by the Americans. Victory points was a slight lead for the Germans over the Allies. And we got an Orbison squad, then a Panther here for YoungRutra, the Panzerkampfwagen 5 as thing A. No, by the time of the Ardennes, the Model G was starting to become the more popular, though. Having said that, like, you know, all models, like, you know, pretty much the service as the war went on. Halloween Model D is fighting in Berlin. So, little fun side note there. But anyways, we got a grenade here, and there's a Molotov on the Orbsoldaten here. So that's 2 squads of Orbsoldaten versus 1 raid section there. Blend cover there tossed, thumbs up, and routed. South here got the full screen moving forwards, and the South here Easton's backing off. 6-pounder gun there being held forwards by Cblanco. Straight into the 50 cal. Scott on the way there, Cblanco. Another one that is, of course, he's going to have even more self-propelled artillery. Of the lighter kind, anyways. Scott almost done. M1 about to get murdered out here. There you go. Crew exterminated. So there's a lot of Pathfinders with a lot of bars here. Got the Puma again looking to, of course, destroy the engine. There you go. Grenade assaults right into midst. He almost blows up his own men with it, though. And we got air support again calling him a Vodka company, trying to dissuade the Germans from being there. And it does, for the most part, appear to work. Puma, though, this time, Slot runs out and the crew is killed as the munitions cook off, incinerating the entire lot. Could this be the time for Cblanco to advance for freedom and democracy? Who knows? We've got looks here. We've got the Command Panther moving forward. So we got the Panther in reserve here. A good push here. Could perhaps this... Wait, the Allies were like, relying too much on anti-tanks if they can push in. Well, there we go. Bypassing the anti-tankers rapidly. The smoke here is paying off. And there you go. Got the Scot here using mark target to increase the damage online to take out the Scot on just 2 shots. And then disengaging again. Note the way he's using this path he already used once because it's like completely wide open. Most players never use it. So it's like they wouldn't even thought about mining it either. Comet out here for Vodka Company, more support raining down here. Troops continuing pinned down. We got the Panther though, doing not much. We do have the Panther Commander up there for YoungRutra. Up north though, I saw this happen though, in a fit of sheer tactical sneakiness. Vodka Company moved severed the supply lines for the Germans, did not max the northern fuel point and in the southern resource well there. Really good push there, Vodka Company. Command Panther meanwhile though, again takes a very nice safe route here. Thumbs up to him. Panther engaged with the Comet, firing heat shields there at the Comet. The Comet quickly dashes off before the Panther can actually land more heat shells on it. Still, despite everything, the Germans rapidly saw themselves losing map control there due to a, again, I think really good tactical realization there by Vodka Company. So thumbs up there. Gonna have to do some work here on the German side to turn this around again. Scots bombarding. That's it. With the arrival of 2 Panthers, I would not be surprised if Cblanco may want to start investing in something a bit bigger than Scots. North here we got the Orbison raiding straight into the raid section, but they've also got an Indifed or Vicacy actually under Vodka Company's command, halting the Orbison down there in their camouflaged tracks. Got the Scots bombarding here, aircraft knocked out of the sky. Machine Gewehr holding up people at the northern point. We've got the Fulton steadily advancing here for Rutra and the German army. In the far south, Cblanco advancing with a lot of Pathfinders, Panthers bombarding, Looks moving up again to the front line here. Just a lot of action here overall. Got the Scot bombarding here, blasting at the German positions. Panther bouncing a shot there, pretty fortunate. Going to go straight for the Scots perhaps. Yeah, we've got another team covering up, plus 1 from Vodka Company and air support as well here. They really want that Panther to either explode or go away. In this regard, they get a bit lucky as the Panther gets caught up on the standard territory point there, which messes with its pathing and almost possibly takes it out there. But it looks like the Panther is narrowly able to escape, but that was definitely a really close call here for YoungRutra. Scott, they're about to wipe out here. YoungRutra's 50 cal there, which managed to see from the Americans, and there you go. Pop goes the Weasel. Might lose the full squad if he's not careful. Looks like bombarded by anti-tank guns and P-47s. Up north, we've got Rutra's Command Panther against the Comet. Casualties piling up for the Germans. YoungRutra did lose them. He's going for Orbison to replace them. Thumbs up. But it's Panther and Looks on dire need repairs. In fact, he's also lost some of his Orbison, so he may need to replace those as well. Further up north here, points being seized. Come on, Panther's heading out here. Scott holding back here, blasting away at the German position. Come on, coming up, then Veterans 1 gained. Adding the Penalmount machine and there. And there you go, flanking the anti-tank there with the opposite garden. Seizing an opportunity there in the Allied Alliance to just do some damage there. But can't finish it due to the nearby Ford Assembly line getting reinforced at the front line there. Plus, of course, the Scots just murdering them if they stand around for too long as well. Panther looks good to go again. Repair pioneers here being a pretty good investment. You can see there, Rutra hasn't gone for them, but he's going for Stukas first for some rocket artillery. What a hectic fight. We got 269 versus 330. Jackson over for Cblanco. As for Vodka Company, will be another Comet. Will be the Crocodile. Fireflies for nose. Grab the center there. Machine and Gewehr setting up. Instead of Bessie 2 with 4 kills, hasn't really gotten a lot of killing done there, to be honest. There you go. Massive Pathfinder horde descending upon the Sturmpioneer on the southern victory point like a swarm of locusts. The scope rifles. Up north of Grand Northern Point, we got mobs on there for YoungRutra. Thumbs up. He needs more elite infantry. And we got the Stukas of us almost on there for Rutra. Got the looks swimming about here. Anti-tank and flying away at the Panther, pushing it back. Jackson almost done. Looks they're suffering further damage. We got a munitions cache in the south from Vodka Company System and his team with more munitions, so that of course a fairly solid investment. Got Cblanco's Jackson out there. Up north here we got the Command Panther roaming about here. Orbison pushing forward as well there. Looking to snuff out that anti-tank and crew, but they are met with fierce resistance from the Comet. And the blend cover is not going to help too much in the long run on that one. Pathfinder blob still about there. Pretty much all of them are ace level now. No, with a pretty decent kill tally. Stukas as far as away there. Looking to smash the Allied center part. There we go. Catching an anti-tank gun there. Getting a few other kills. So the medics also took a bit of a beating there. Not a bad barrage there, I suppose. Meanwhile, in the south here, fresh push here by YoungRutra straight into the Pathfinder horde here under Cblanco. Scots firing away here. Looks there. Getting a bit of boost from nearby Command Panther. Assuming, of course, it means it is roughly in range. More artillery fire there. We got the Panther sneaking a shot here, though not really hitting anything. North here, the Germans remain fairly dug in. The Allies have not had much success. Then further up north, we got the Sturmpioneer moving about. Is he mining or something? I don't know how to say there. YoungRutra could go for Sturmtiger. Goes for Panther, no, cancels it. Oh, now the truck could be an indicator that YoungRutra at this stage might be thinking about a King Tiger. Suppose he could make it work. Two there's an opponent like one Jackson, just a bunch of anti-tankers. The King Tiger, theoretically well supported, could maybe break its way through that, but at the same time could also become a really big target. So there's certainly some caveats there. And so it will also take some time, which gives the Allies more time to prepare for it potentially. Also, there was the Pathfinder. Hope we got P-Footers being unleashed against the Germans once more. Pathfinders are definitely taking a bashing in return. And far up north in a flank attempt here by Vodka coming against YoungRutra has run in a foul there and actually cost him a section there. Vodka Company actually a bit short in infantry again. Comet falling back here. Can soon go for another one. It does appear like he's planning for a crocodile here versus the Germans. Kind of sneak up in the Jackson, almost taken out there. We can see there Rutra's infantry, meanwhile, just getting absolutely torn to shreds there. And was that artillery cover there being enacted? Yup, this time it was artillery cover here from Vodka Company. It used to actually be a commando ability, but it was simply too good, so they activated part of the whole fort observation post. At which point it stopped seeing a lot of usage because at that point things got a lot more complex. But little fun side note there. Up north here, Comets MD-54 pushing it back. Saxon pushing against the Foot Grenadiers. Got the Scots rushing in. Panther moving in. Yeah, Belgo headquarters there for YoungRutra, so very likely King Tiger's being planned for him. Will take a bit while longer to get there. In the south, American force scramming up some territory. YoungRutra converging in the center. And Vodka Company doesn't even go for a second comet. I mean, it sounds like he was planning a crocodile, but honestly, more comets works out well too, I think, for him. As long as it doesn't throw them away. Fierce fighting incentive. We got tier 2 ups on squads there rushing in under YoungRutra's command, but there goes Scots. Immediately start hammering through them, almost wiping out one squad, and the second one narrowly gets away without any casualties, but they're certainly quite sore from that encounter. Meanwhile, the Pathfinder blob continues there for Cblanco. Vickers with the take aim ability they activated. Thumbs up. Bit of no ability after they added it, but I do think it's a pretty solid one. Not a lot of abilities that gives you increased range or your machine gun team, which is definitely really good. Comet almost done there. 6-pounder gun opening the looks. Shot fired, whiffed.
There's a Comet tank. Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Was on flank out behind the Vickers. Got the coming forward till it came as the Comet. Handling forwards.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Shot fired. Another rocket barrage here from Rutra. Got the forward assembly. That will definitely remove some of Vodka's ability to provide air support there, and artillery support for that matter. Pathfinder blob out again in the center there. Jackson more on the way here for Cblanco to deal with German heavy armor. YoungRutra slowly inching his way towards the Koenigsegger. As for what Rutra's planning at this stage, hard to say here. Maybe a Panther. Or Sugars versus Jagdpanzer? I don't know. Oh wait, Panther there close to 82 here. Comet being pushed back, and there you go. Virtually 2 achieved on the field. Panzerkampfwagen. Fight from Northern Victory Point. Raid is still here. Germans are paying a high price in manpower here for control over, and the Orbiton are finally forced to see the point at least abandoning. Further south here, though, YoungRutra has sliced here through the southern flank. He actually done some damage to Cblanco. Good push here. Thumbs up to YoungRutra. Even as getting ever closer to the Koenigsegger, the Tiger 2. 6-pounder gun there, definitely in a bit of trouble. And up goes the Weasel. It's a nice pushback here by the Germans. Definitely inflicted some harm there on the Allies. We'll have to see what they do next here to try and push back the German Reich once more. Command Panther fixed up. Orbs on reinforcing. Comet rushing northwards here. Close to vicinity 2. Straight in the MU-34 there. Grim flanking hitting on the Comet. That'll clear up with the other Comet. Command Panther moves in, shoots and bounces. Lucky there for Vodka Company and the British forces. Good shot there, punching right for the Comet frontal armor. The Panther moving up here, getting close to that King target. Has the manpower, just needs a bit more fuel. As for Rutra, still no real indicators what he's planning here. Machine is about to get right up with the double Scotch. Jackson bombarding the Panther here. Shots flying through the frontal armor there. The Scott here going for the anti-tanks with the Orbital Dardan. Forcing here Cblanco's formation to scatter, leaving potentially on for a counterattack. But fortunately for him, YoungRutra doesn't really have the forces. Might in fact just been to mess with him here, giving the rest of his forces time to pull back. Up north, Command Panther is the Comet. Koenigsegger has arrived here for YoungRutra and for Deutschland. As for Rutra, there's still no indicator. I mean, he's clearly not going to go for King Tiger himself. So what is he planning? Panther 4, Jagdpanzer, Panther, it's hard to say. There you go. Vodka Company suffers an explosive loss here as his Comet is cooked off. A turkey dropped too fast in the fryer. Panther then gained with Jackson with heat shells, so they came out in a good hit here. Cblanco, though, very quick to pull back Jackson for reaching too much. Meanwhile, on the south here, the Pathfinder blob is added again. The King Tiger, though, is floating around the front line, adding the Panther Commandant. And the Panther's being hauled back as well here for repairs. He has also finally added a repair upon his mechanized rating headquarters. Thumbs up. Losses inflicted on the Germans. Again, Jagdpanzer for Rutra in the end. Still not officer, sadly. This is certainly a fairly late war-dense armoured force here from the Germans with lots of Panthers and a King Tiger. Scots firing away. Machine gun there almost wiped out. Further north here, Vodka's advancing. Jagdpanzer halfway down there for Rutra. Further up north here, we got the Fulters, the raid section there, trying to claim Northern Victory Point from the British. Rutra's Jagdpanzer is almost done. Command Panthering northward sea. Panthering southward slot back up with the Lux, which is now in cautious movement mode. And we got the Koenigsegger moving in as well. North here we got the Panther engaging in the Comet, and we got the Jagdpanzer 4 out here, taking the Panther 4-7TV. That's another story. Up north here, Command Panther pushing back the Comet, which is now vicinity 2. South here, YoungRutra lining up for push here against the Allies here, against Cblanco and the Americans. Looks like things are about to heat up a fair bit here now. Pathfinders, they're a bit scattered now about there, bombarded by the Königstiger. Up north, meanwhile, Command Panther clashing in with... Ooh! Cblanco's Jackson as well. This meant to support his teammate right as YoungRutra is attacking in the south. If this could prove to be a tactical or strategic miss-up. Reading here in the situation. Got one Jackson, the other Jackson will go down here as well. If it goes in pretty hard, we got the Yakpans moving up. They almost got it. One more shot could take out here his second Jackson, but there you go. Vodka Company in a clever maneuver. They deploy smoke to save his teammates Jackson. In the south, we got air support or something else called in from a fresh... It's artillery cover to slow down the German advance in the south. They're keeping YoungRutra from exploiting the fact that Cblanco's tank destroyers were busy up north. Artillery support here called in on the M1 anti-tank gun here. That bought them some time. There you go. King Tiger being hit there with the artillery cover ability. Pathfinder blow up. They're being wrecked there by the Königstiger. But we are seeing supportments there being murdered out by the Allies. Looks Panther falling back as well here. The entire half of the front line's being abandoned by the Germans, allowing the Allies to move in if they want to. Realise it, of course. In the centre, Orbs are moving forwards here. Bit more artillery cover against them. We got light machine stock which could pick up. Adding another machine and gewehr to them already. And still more artillery cover against the Obersoldaten. Another machine gewehr out there for Rutra. And up north here, the Allies once were launching a sortie from Northern Victory Point. Once more, Vodka Company's hardened sections are sent in to clear the point of Germans and then seize it for the British Empire. Command Panther slowly approaching Vetchi 3 there. Jackson spotted and sniped. Yak Panther there, close to Vetchi 1. Back here, Panther in need of repairs. Looks creeping out once more. What will happen next? We got the Vodka Company with a second Comet. Bring one up to the centre there, of course, is Veteran 1 with 19 kills. Scott's holding back here for now. Jackson being repaired. Jackson's being repaired with a business up north here from Vodka Company. Nice shot from the Command Panther there on the com. There go. Heat shells from the King Tiger. Lands a hell of a hit here. Almost have been coordinated with Mark Tight. That probably even more damage. Almost got it here, in fact. Yak Panther lands a good shot here. Betchy on the Command Panther. Bad news for Allied armour. Plus it gives out some bonus as well to nearby units. With their rate of fire, that's actually probably what makes it the most dangerous. Is not just itself shoots faster. Now all the units it can support with this, aura they actually get as well there. King Tiger being pursued here. Panther backing off the air support, raining down death upon it. Jackson though taking some damage here. Command Panther, Yak Panther moving forward to engage the American Jackson tank destroyers here. Turn the tides on the Yankees. There we go. Main gun on the Jackson tank destroyers there. Panther fast going off, not damaging the engine here. Command Panther keeps at it. Jackson there, heavily damaged. Comet rushing in here. It is utter pandemonium. P-47 raining down death from above here. Yak Panther now moving in here. Got good hit on the Jacks there. Stukas of Fuss fire now being unleashed as well upon them. Scots are being hammered by the rockets, but they end up doing very little damage to them. In the south, Panther dives in for Deutschland. Bit reckless here by YoungRutra and could cost him the Panther if he's not careful. In with the heat shells here. There we go. Panther is knocked out. Bit of a blow there to YoungRutra. Bit of a blow. Meanwhile, Cblanco's now repairing all of his damaged armour. Well, what's left of it. So arguably the Germans came out on this one, even if they did lose a Panther. More anti-tank guns with Cblanco. More anti-tank guns. Command Panther close to 54. There's been some times I've seen a Command Panther do so well on the channel. Part because they are much rarer nowadays, but also partly they do take forever to get like Veteran. For good reason, obviously. North East follows the Comet there. Königstiger on the move once more. Obviously advancing the centre straight to the past the paratroopers there backed up, but the Pathfinder so quick with bazookas as well. Clearly a bit of Desperation of Cblanco now. Good shot from the Koenigsegger there. Scatters the Yankees. And far up north, the Command Panther fighting here for the Northern Victory Point here, pushing back the Comets, but they're going in here as well. Yak Panther supporting their half H of HE2. Command Panther there. Close of HE4, but also close to death. They got the Yak Panther there gaining HE2. Allied armor there being steadily pushed back here by the Germans. The Reich. Shots there. In the centre there, we got the Jackson there. Half H of HE3. King Tiger of HE1. Another Panther for YoungRutra. That Struggles' barrage, meanwhile, did absolutely sod all. Another bit of air support called in from the Ford Assembly. Been a pretty good investment here for Vodka Company, to be honest. There we go. Strafing runs, they push back the German troops. Yak Panther there, very close to HE3. Another good shot there. Further up north here, pumping for the opposite garden. And Vodka Company with the Firefly, realising he does need more firepower just to deal with those tanks rather than just having to align the Comets. They would still also benefit from infantry. Scott still at it though, 29 kills on one and 20 on the other. Koenigsegger then engaging some Pathfinders there. Panthers almost done for YoungRutra. Bob North got the coming about, and there you go. Another Panther ready here for the Germans. North Econ moving in there. Panther engaging the Comet. Great shot there. Veteran 2-4. 13 kills. Shot fight the King Tiger. Panther moving forward, and the command. A Panther commander there to that one as well, obviously. Rutra's Yak Panther's close to HE3, which is definitely a very good bonus for that one. Increased rate of fire is always good, in particular when then combined with Command Panther's rate of fire. Can actually start firing pretty fast. Command Panther there, by the way, HE4 also increases the range now of nearby units. Good shot there, and the Comet almost free. You've got the King Tiger, Panther and South being bombarded by the Allied forces. The Jacksons keep punching away. Then the South Pathfinder pressure on the point. You've got Lux there holding out. Close 54. We've got Artillery Strike called in. A King Tiger. There we go. Unit wiped out. Rutra's run out of full gun. This is all Orbital and Sturmpuni, and Rutra is also a bit short on them, but there we go. He's got plenty of Orbital in comparison. Artillery Fire almost got the Pathfinder. One survived the barrage. Cblanco just didn't care, I guess. We got Ace Orbital in here. 40 kills! 40 kills. 41 kills! Comets racing forwards here for the British Empire. Right into a variety of anti-tank guns and guns in general. Yak Panzer, there's HE3. Half 8 to fall ready there. Very close to HE4. One more shot could do Stuka's barrage off here. It's an incendiary barrage to try and block the Allies from grabbing the centre victory point. Command Panther slowly approaching the ace of Panther rushing south to the Comet there and gets it with a heat shell through the rear.
The enemy destroyed a vehicle.
Jackson there, Veteran 3, other one not quite there. King Tiger being repaired, Panther need repairs. Up north, Panther being repaired, and Yak Panthers creeping through the snow here. Looking for some targets, there we go. Gets the shot and gains Veteran 4, increasing its rate of fire even further. Christ. This is definitely quite the West Front match here, which we typically don't see a lot of. The 2v2 meta, that is. In the south here, lots of Scots and anti-tankers. Looks like Cblanco's lining up for a fresh defensive line. They could try and sneak up through the southern flank, but at the same time, the way his force is set up, it's not quite really made for it, is it? And there you go, fresh air support here from Vodka Company. The RAF is incredibly busy today. Looks there, routed. Grenades off in the Pathfinders. We've got 5 points left for the Allies with the Germans on foot 6. 4 points left. 3 points left. Panther rolling in here. Looks. Oh, Panther out to the anti-tank guns. Got multiples of them ready, plus the Jackson here. Yeah, I think there's a good chance to lose the Panther. He's rushing in there. He's almost got a Scot, but it's going to cost him the Panther. And he didn't even get the Scot. That's definitely not worth it. This could be sort of like the kind of short-sighted thing you see when you're so close to winning that you start throwing away units thinking you just pulled through there. But this could actually be a big mistake here by YoungRutra. King Tiger falls back. They're heavily damaged. We've got the Command Panther rushing in. A Yak Panther creeping forwards. Command Panther close being knocked out here. Right before it hits the ace, will definitely be a bit sad. I'm sure a great moment for the Allies. North here, victory point they're held by the Vickers and a raid section. More P-47s, more air support. They're just driving the Germans back with air support here into the base. And definitely seems to be working against YoungRutra, who's going for Yak Pans of his own now. Got the other one here in the center there, ready to blast with any Americans. Or British, for that matter, that can be blasted at. Comets racing in there. All supported by the Command Panthers. Yak Pans are quite fearsome foe. There you go, good shot. Oh, actually the shot bounced. But there you go again. Notice that rate of fire there with the Veteran 4 and the Command Panther bonus. It shoots fast. There you go, YoungRutra with the Yak Pans of his own. More P-4s in the fire, this time into the base of Rutra. But both Panther and Yak Panther survives. We got 3 versus 209, we got center being rushed, we got the south being rushed here. The outside, of course, had to rush back. He defend, we got... I think that's a... Is that a Cblanco or was a White Phosphorus there? I don't know. I think it was White Phosphorus there. Gorbs and almost wiped out. We got 3 versus 200. But there you go. They got 2 points running neutral here. If they could just grab them, no matter the cost, they can win this. But there you go. Rutra falls back here, allowing YoungRutra to advance. We got the King Tiger advancing south, backed up by his new fresh Yak Pans. And there you go. Heat shell at the Scot. Damaged engine. Meanwhile, Vodka Company needs time to repair, but there is no time. We got Cblanco frantically calling in paratroopers to stabilize the front line here against the Germans. They're already suppressed, even as they land. In the center, we've got grenades being exchanged here. Bomb grenades, smoke grenades, everything's exploding and dying. Got the southern point, the center's about to fall into the German Reich as well. We've got artillery fire here, but YoungRutra and Rutra are willing to risk the orbital line on this one here. If they can grab that point, the Allies are pretty much toast. And there we go, 2 points left. They cannot grab these points back fast enough. 1 point, and with that it is GG. So there you go, game over. An absolutely fierce armored entanglement here with also some pretty infantry heavy plays here. Quite the match with some rare sights like a near ace Yak Panzer and near ace Command Panther. So I hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Support the worth of it. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I've talked to you again for another episode. Bye.